G'day, quick update. I'm making some steps. Well, technically I'm making the edging for some steps. What I've done here is cut up some pieces of plywood, like this bit here, and we're going to be sealing that and then using this edging here to provide a nice solid step into the van. So that's the plan. Bought a couple of angle pieces of aluminium, which was $13 each, and I'm just using the 9mm lightweight plywood I've already got, which I'll be sealing and then bolting at various points into the van there. Piece of cake. We had a little issue with the BMS for our battery, and it's actually, we discovered that part of the BMS isn't sending information to the other part of the BMS, and the whole thing needs a firmware update, and to do that it has to go back to Australia. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before we can actually get the battery mounted in the van. It's all ready to go. We've got some mounting points installed there. Why, hello YouTube. Today is the second day working on the steps, and I can't believe how long this stuff takes, but anyway, trying to do a good job here because the steps going to be used a lot, so we really want the steps to be you know, not crappy. So what's the goal here? I'll show you what I've done. So far I've bolted in the bits of wood here just temporarily, done this for the back as well, and I'm very happy with how this has come out. Looks great. So the goal today is to just finish fixing all the bits of wood on the little step, and then we will take these bits of wood off and get them all sealed up. Then we need to drill all the holes in the aluminium, which will go along the corner there, and we'll screw that in once it's all sealed up. I'm going to seal these with probably 3 coats because these are going to be some of the most exposed bits of wood in the van. So check this out. I had to make this hole bigger here because I didn't realise just how big that door piece is. You can see it fits perfectly. So because this piece is a bit awkward and doesn't have any way to bolt bit of wood directly on here, we want this here covering up the that mess under here. I've put these little angle brackets on, put some riv nuts in, bolted the angle brackets to that sheet of metal. Now I'm just going to mark on the wood where these holes are, and the way I do that is I put in some bolts, and I'm just going to put some pressure on, give it a bit of a push, and you end up with 2 little rings on the wood where you want the holes to be. There's not much strength needed here, it's just to tidy it up and make it look nice, and then there'll be aluminium running along the corners. Now I also need to strengthen up the edges of the insulation. I found like this piece here is very flexible. That's going to let dirt and dust underneath the aluminium every time you stand on it, so I want to make that a bit more solid so it's not flexing. You see I'm drilling through into another piece of wood. That's to make sure that we don't get the wood splitting on the other side. Look at that, perfectly clean. Why do they do this? let's have a look at the finished product. So I'm pretty happy with it. This corner is a little bit loose because this board can move around quite a lot actually. It's just the flex because it's only held in 2 places and it can wobble. So we will get a piece of aluminium, cut it here and fix it onto that corner, and that'll make it a lot stronger. And same with this corner inside as well, just to make it look nice. Next up we've got the more difficult curved piece here. So this is actually going to be bending the aluminium rod to some extent, and luckily it does bend very slightly. We've put this piece on. It's not perfect, and there's definitely a bit of twist in the angle bracket towards the end here, simply because it's easier to twist this way than it is to bend that way. And we put the screws in probably a touch too low, so it's easier for it to twist. So I'm quite keen to figure out a solution, and what we might do is just get an angle grinder or something and cut a little slit here, and same over the other side, and that will give this a point where it can bend, and it will just do that last little bit. And the problem with it twisting is it means dirt and dust can get in underneath here, so it's not ideal. But otherwise it's looking pretty good. I like how it looks. It'll be nice and durable when you walk up and down there. This piece working well, but this still flexes quite a bit. So there's quite a bit of movement there, so it'd be quite good to fasten that with another piece. It's amazing, isn't it, how a simple job like this is never actually finished. There's always a little bit more you can do.